Hi YouTube, it's me again. Video number 4, same day. This is my experience video. It's Saturday, and I wanted to tell you guys about my nursing home experience. My shift was 3 to 11, and then I worked 11 to 7 as well this particular day. And so I go in, and I'm fairly new. I was probably there for about 2 weeks. And so I'm on the Alzheimer's floor, and so I get there, and obviously I'm still having some of the veteran CNAs show me around. So I get one girl that I'm comfortable with, and we walk around to my set, or basically that's the set of rooms that, I have to take care of the residents that reside in the rooms. So we go around to the set, and she explains to me about each resident that lives in the room, like what they need. This one's complete care, this one's partial, this one does for themselves, whatever. So we go around each room, and so we get to one room, and I'm like, well, where's this guy? And she's like, well, I don't know, I haven't seen him all day. I've been here since this morning. I'm staying over. I haven't seen him all day. So I think maybe one of his family members signed him out. So one of his family members signed him out. These were her exact words, like, oh, I didn't see him at lunch, I didn't pass him his tray, I ripped up his ticket because I didn't see him. Okay, so fast forward, 3 to 11, no, I've never seen this guy. Now, I done went around to these rooms all day. I've been in the day room, checking on people, whatever. So now it's 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30. All of the CNAs from the 11 to 7 shift, and all the nurses from the 3 to 11 shift. All the CNAs from the 3 to 11 shift, and all the nurses from the 3 to 11 shift. They're gone home, except for that one that was still there. The one who was she still there? Yeah, she was still there. The one who walked me through my set originally. So the supervisor comes to me like, this guy who now has your set over here, he's asking where this man is. And I'm like, well, he hasn't been here all day. I didn't even bring him his dinner tray. He hasn't been here all day. I was told that someone signed him out. And she's like, no one signed him out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, okay, well, I haven't seen him all day. I know that she called the nurse that was on the floor that was passing meds and 2 other CNAs. And I want to say that the girl who walked me through my set was there. She was the only honest one out of everybody that this lady called. So the supervisor calls the nurse like, hey, did you see Mr. Jenkins, for the sake of the argument, let's just say his name is Mr. Jenkins. Did you see Mr. Jenkins, And the nurse is like, yeah, I passed him his meds at 10:30. Really? Anyway, so the other CNAs is like, yeah, I passed him his food at 3. Really? So the one CNA that was honest, she's like, no, I didn't see him. I ripped up his ticket because that's what we do when they're not here. When we sent his tray back, he wasn't here. I didn't see him. So, the other CNAs are calling me like, just tell him that you saw him. Just tell him that you saw him. And I'm like, no, I'm not finna lie. It is what it is. Y'all better pull them cameras. You better play the cameras back, roll them back. I didn't see him. I was in his room, in and out his room, in and out everybody else's room, and he just wasn't there. So, the next day I come into work, and I have to have a meeting with the administrator and the DON and some other lady. And so they're like, well, what happened, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, the day of. They called the police. How about this man was all the way at the airport? Okay? So he got on the bus. Now he's on the dementia floor. So first of all, they're supposed to have either wristbands or ankle bands, so that when they get on the elevator, it beeps. I don't handle that. Somebody in administration handles that, nevertheless. So He was all the way at Midway Airport, and so when he came back, they put his wristband on, and so the next day when I got to work, I had to meet with the administrator, the DON, and some other lady. And so they're like, oh, what happened, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know what happened. He was never there. I never saw him, not even once. And I know what he looks like. I'm new here, but, I know what he looks like, because he's pretty coherent. It's not like he's advanced with Alzheimer's. So, ultimately, they're like, well, we're going to write you up. No, I'm not signing that. I'm going to need for you all to roll the tape back, watch the tape, come back, get back to me, and then, I'll come back to work. I'll leave today, but I'm not signing a write-up. So, they clocked him leaving out of the building at 5 in the afternoon, right? Now, what this means is that he could have been all the way on the 4th floor. He could have been in the basement. Who knows where this man was? They never clocked him like getting off going onto the elevator on the 3rd floor where I was working. So, they really didn't have, or at least they say they didn't. I'm sure it was probably before I got there, but they didn't want to tell me that. So, they're like, yeah, well, we're going to write you up because you should have been more diligent in asking, where he was. Yeah. CNA who's been working here for 2 years. I come in, I ask her, hey, walk me through my set. She walks me through my set, and she tells me, oh, this man isn't here. Okay. I asked her, are you sure? And yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen him all day. I didn't pass him his tray. He's not here. How much more diligent can you get? Because she's been there for 2 years. Should I not believe her and bypass what she says? Because if that's the case, then I never should have asked her to begin with. Right? I'm thinking so, nevertheless. So, like I told them, I'm not signing that. You can put it in my jacket, but I want to write on it to explain the real situation. So, I get there the next day to work, and I'm like, I tell my direct supervisor, I don't want to be put on that floor anymore because since all of those CNAs and nurses that were there lied, they were reprimanded, and obviously they would have a grudge against me. And since I'm fairly new and I don't know everybody here, I'm going to need their help. If somebody is almost falling and I need help, who am I going to call if everybody's mad at me because they either got a write-up or, was made to sit out for a couple of days, right? So don't put me on that floor. You can put me on 1, put me on 2, put me on 4, but don't put me on 3. So I get there the next day, and where am I stationed? On floor number 3. Okay. I'm leaving. I quit. Because I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I could jeopardize my certification. That's something that I left out of the other video. Okay. Advice for nurses, even though I'm not a nurse, nurses, CNAs, medical assistants, anybody in the healthcare industry who holds a certification or some type of license. My advice to you would be no job is worth you possibly losing your certification. So if you are working at a facility where they completely disregard the rules and regulations, whether it be of HIPAA or universal precautions or whatever it may be that they are disregarding, if a family member comes in and they notice that something is off and you're at work, you're in trouble. Sure, the facility will get a fine, but they're going to keep on clicking. However, if you get reported, you're going to lose your certification. You're going to lose your license. And there goes, 6 months or 3 months or 2 months or 2 years or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, however long it took you to get certified and whatever you're doing, you're going to lose that. And you're going to have to start all over in something else. So no job is worth you possibly losing your certification or license. Yeah, that's my advice. I have quit so many jobs because, I felt like I was being put in a position where if something went wrong, I would be blamed for it. So, trust me, no job is worth it. And to this day, my certification is still intact. You can check me out on the Illinois registry, my CNA certification. It is what it is. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm done rambling. So, thanks for watching, and remember, sub me if you love me.